siya.
Mateo, ano pang aabangan kay Mateo na hindi namin napanood sa Prime?
For the most part po, yung backstory, yung reason kung bakit ba talaga sobrang loyal niya kay Alex. That was something that wasn't really answered during the Prime edit. And hopefully, as you can see, pinag-usapan na si Mateo and yung relationship niya with Alex dun sa deleted scene. So hopefully, whatever questions regarding his backstory, masagot ko.
Dahil hindi nga yun na tackle or naipakita sa Prime, syempre nakakatanggap ka ng mga comment na bakit ganun siya, bakit sobrang loyal niya, to the point na syempre marami nagagalit sa'yo. Anong naging reaction mo doon? Meron ka bang parang sana pinakita? Bakit ganun?
Pagdating naman po kasi sa edit, parang tiwala na lang po talaga sa director and sa editor na whatever they put together is cohesive enough na may emotional connection yung audience. And to an extent po, yun naman po talaga yung nangyari. And, nakakatawa po naman talaga na grabe yung hatred for Mateo na it really is it's very humbling, and it warms my heart to see na even if hindi pa napakita lahat ng scenes na ginawa namin, there was already such a strong impact.
Curious lang ako, merong natuwa sa'yo?
Saan?
Merong isa man lang nag-comment na natuwa sa'yo or ginastify yung character mo?
Wala pa naman po. But if there is, kailangan na ho nilang magbago siguro. kung sumasangayon sila sa mga ginagawa ni Mateo, it's something na you should probably be aware of.
Ano pagkakapareho mo sa role mo bilang Mateo?
I would have to say na morality aside, diba? Si Mateo is very driven in his career. Other than yung utang ng loob niya kay Alex, he also wants to be a reliable attorney. And even if you could argue it's not really driven by his desire to help people, like there is that drive na he wants to be the best that he can be in his field. And I'm sure na that's something that a lot of people can relate to.
Sa tingin mo ba sa totoong buhay, pwede ka o posible ka maging ganong ka-loyal to at least sa isang tao?
It's in Mateo's case po kasi there really is this big debt to Alex na he wouldn't be where he is and he wouldn't have achieved what he did if hindi niya nagamit yung mga lessons na tinuro din sa kanya ni Alex. So, whether those lessons are morally correct, it's an entirely different matter altogether. Pero when it comes to being a lawyer, there's no denying po na very competent po talaga si Alex. And for Mateo to have like a mentor like that, it's something na it would make sense na he himself as a paralegal is someone who's also very reliable, right hand.
Anong comment ni father niya sa success mo? Sa sinong may mga tips pa siya binibigay sa'yo?
Anong advice sa'yo?
Congratulate you.
Yeah, he did. For in acting po kasi he respects na I have my own process as an actor, different from his. For starters, he's really good with comedy, and that's something na you could argue is a lot harder to do than drama. But there is something about drama na talagang mas doon pumupunta yung passion ko. So, he hasn't really given me any tips, but he acknowledges na whatever it is I do in preparation for a role, like he knows na I'm not taking it lightly, and he respects that.
Napanood niya yung Linglang?
Yeah, well, I hope he did, So,
May mga comments siya sa'yo? Meron siyang like
Suggestions?
or something like galing mo anak or something?
hindi, kasi
Paano?
nainis din siya sa akin. So I'm like, okay, alright, peace.
Eric, how did you land the role? Like, alam namin may filmmaking background ka, di ba? Paano ka nagpunta sa acting?
Well, when I studied filmmaking, I studied it for 2 years. In between those two, I took up acting. And that was where I realized na parang ang dami talagang kailangan gawin ng director. It's that's why I have so much respect din for sila Direct Joy, si Direct Nathan. Kasi grabe talaga the patience that you need to have, your ability to collaborate and bring out the best in people. Like that, it takes a special kind of person to be able to do that. And in studying both film and acting, mas napansin ko na when I'm going to class for directing, it feels like work. Whereas if I'm going to class for acting, it's more like play. Parang it gets me excited. Whereas in filmmaking class, parang, oh, shucks, okay, I have to worry about all this, shot list, mga yan. Pero with acting kasi parang, okay, I get to be a different person today. And that's always something that I find.
But you will pursue directing.
Maybe 30, 40 years down the line, I
30,
don't I don't think na I have the level of competence that would be required for a director who's capable of telling a good story the way we sila Direct FM are. Like that's something that you gain through experience both in life and in the industry. And I think masyado pa akong kilaw to try my hand in something.
Are you close to your father? As in parang pagiging close sa iyo yung love life niya napapagkasabi?
Well, I would say na the relationship I have with my dad is more like parang tropa na kuya more than like someone na he's like quote unquote parang, and he likes that aspect of our relationship, even if we're even if he wasn't really around when I was growing up, he has made it a point that if there is any issue I have in life, whether it be about school or about a love life or anything really, he's someone that I can confide to.
Napakakilala na ba siya ng personal si Ruffa?
Tita Ruffa mo? No, we've never met, but he seems really happy, So, parang, hey, like, big boy ka na. Kung saan mo gusto, kung saan ka masaya, nasabay
So
ako.
wala pang chance na na-meet mo siya ng personal?
Not that I
But have you talked about her?
Yeah.
Nabanggit niya ba niya?
Yeah, in passing. For the most part naman po kasi like when we're together, we talk about, like, oh, what's the new movie that came out? What do I think of this new actor who's up and coming? We discuss usually very much related to craft more than personal stuff. And I think it's because we both have that shared passion. That's something that we both bond over as parents. Parehas interest namin. So yeah, usually it's more related to stuff like that.
So far, boto ka naman kay Ruffa.
Kung saan siya masaya din ako.
Kung sakali kasal siya, okay lang sa'yo. Parang,
Whatever.
Hindi pa siya kinakasal.
Yeah, right.
Are you open working with your father soon? Sa mga ganitong klase?
If it's a good role, I don't see why not.
Do you see yourself na directing your father in the future? It's one of your something na nilulook forward mo ba?
Yeah, again, it's too soon to be able to tell, but like if I'm being idealistic about my path as a filmmaker, I would say that I don't see that happening until I'm ready to be a director. And even then, like, I'd like to have I would have wanted to direct a few projects before I get to work with him. Because he's a veteran in the industry, so the standard has to be met.
Grace, marami ring natuwa na nagsasayaw ka rin pala. Dahil yung sa prod mo sa ASA. Ito ba, is this something you look forward to doing aside from acting din?
Yeah, well, nauna po sa akin yung sayaw over acting. I started dancing po, high school pa lang. I was a competitive dancer under Coach Vinny of Legit Status. And yeah, I would say yung first love ko po talaga is dancing. And I guess yung passion ko for performing as an actor, it sort of translated from dancing. And yeah, that's something that I can see myself doing again. Granted, I'm not in the condition that I was when I was a competitive dancer, but hopefully the